Men tend to die faster than women. It's kind of sad, but we have to face the reality. So, why do men actually die faster than women? Even in marriages and otherwise, men are always the ones that die first. Why is it so? There are actually 5 major reasons why men always die faster than women. The first one is men are constantly under pressure to provide for their families and those around them. Every man can attest to this. As long as you're a man who is about 30 years and older, you are always under pressure to provide, either for your wife, your kids, your parents, your siblings, or those around you. And when you are constantly under that pressure to provide, you tend to work hard a lot, which can stress you up. And because of those stress, you might become sick, or your life may eventually be cut short due to one ailment or the other as a result of being overstressed. Some men suffer from overthinking because when you can't meet up to those expectations, the society, your family, those around you, everybody expects you to be a provider, to shoulder the responsibilities of the family or by yourself. That can lead you to start overthinking. There are so many men who died simply because they were overthinking. Before you knew it, they slumped, and that was it. These men are constantly sacrificing their happiness just for the happiness of others. And before you know it, they become sad. And from being sad, they start having one health issue or the other. Because even sadness can make you to develop a health issue. That's the truth. From being sad, you can start having mental breakdowns, health breakdowns, emotional breakdowns. And before you know it, your body deteriorates and you find yourself in a sick bed. And before you know it, you are gone. And sometimes, just to also meet up to these expectations to provide, these men sacrifice their personal health. They neglect their personal health. I've seen situations where a man did not want to use his money to take himself to the hospital when he was sick because he wanted to use that money to give to his children. By doing so, he's sacrificing his own personal health for the benefit of his kids. So as you see, men are always sacrificing a lot, and this most times leads them to their early grave. The second one is emotional suppression. The society expects a man to be tough, to be stoic, to have his emotions under control. They expect a man to not cry, to not show emotions. They basically expect us to be like Iron Man, who has no emotions, who cannot cry under that mask. When you say Iron Man on that mask, there is no emotion. He's simply there to do what needs to be done, and that's it. So that is how the society expects us men to be, like Iron Men, to be tough. And many men are suffering from one emotional problem or the other. Men are suffering because the world is tough on men. A man can be depressed, a man can be anxious, a man can be heavily burdened emotionally. But because of the society expects him to be tough, he cannot go to somewhere or to anyone and pour out his emotions and pour out his heart. And before you know it, he drops dead because of the heaviness of his heart. Or before you know it, they even take their own lives simply because nobody could give them a listening ear. Many men are going through a lot. If some of these married men tell you what they are going through, you yourself, you cry for them. Now, it's easy for the society to give women that privilege to you cry, to rant, to pour out their hearts, to be emotional, which is why women are always comfortable sharing their difficulties. And when they even share their difficulties, the world will pity them and show them empathy. But you as a man, if you try that, the same society that is showing empathy to women will condemn you for being weak. Of course, this will definitely make a man to, be afraid of showing his emotions. And he bottles all these things inside of him. And before you know it, he breaks down and that's it. So this is why I always tell you guys, if you are a young man, have a circle of friends that you can share your difficulties to, that you can talk to man to man. They will understand you better than when you go out there to share your problems with strangers or you come on social media and share your problems. For me, that's the worst. Never share your problems on social media. Most of the people you are sharing your problems to on social media are happy you are having it, and most don't even care. So you need to have that circle of friends, of guy friends, male friends, your buddies, your guys, your G's that you share your difficulties with. And most times, these difficulties are not even beyond financial difficulties. You share your financial difficulties to them, and if you are close enough to them, they will help you out. Even if you are having one problem or the other, probably you got a girl pregnant, or you did something that is, keeping you on restful at night. You can share it to them, and they will advise you. That is why you need to have a circle of male friends. Even if you don't have a circle, just two or three friends who you know are very reliable, who you know can always listen to you, who you know got your back. That is enough. Instead of you to bottle everything up, it can basically kill you. That's true. It can kill you. The third reason why men die faster than women is because men tend to engage in more risky adventures. As you all know, women have testosterone, which basically puts us in that constant mood or drive to take risk. Now, going by statistics, men smoke more, men take more risky adventures, men go for more risky jobs in construction, in working in skyscrapers where they can fall down, in working in mines, in going into the military more where they could die. So men tend to get themselves in more risky situations, which is why most times women avoid this kind of jobs or this kind of adventures because it's risky. But women, because we are the ones that have to do the dirty job of this world. Of course, women built this world that women are enjoying today. And for you to be able to build the world to the point it is, you must have taken a lot of risk. These men that built the skyscrapers, if you are to watch some of these YouTube videos where the skyscrapers in New York were being built in the 1930s, you see where men were hanging over 300 feet above sea level in the air on steel without any protective gears. They could fall to their death. Women cannot do that, but men, we have to take that risk. We have to do the dirty job of this world. So men tend to get themselves involved in more risky adventures and more risky jobs, which of course, if we don't do, nobody will do it except men. So of course, all these things could lead to early death. Driving heavy machineries, all these things can cause early death for men. And you can hardly find women doing this. You can hardly find women working in oil rigs. You can hardly find women fishing where their boat can capsize and that's it. So because of these risky adventures and jobs that men tend to get themselves involved in, they tend to die earlier than women. Now, the fourth one is men compared to women tend to visit the hospitals less. Men always have this mentality that I'll be fine, I'll be all right. There's no need to go to a pharmacy, there's no need to go to a hospital. Probably these things will go away after some time. Probably because we don't have that much time to go and sit down in a hospital reception and waiting for doctors to attend to us. We're always in a hurry to do other reasonable things or other things we consider more reasonable and more fruitful. When you as a man delay or deny yourself regular visits to hospitals, you will have problem. So my advice to you guys today is, no matter how little the problem you are having is, the health problem you are having, try your best to visit a doctor. Going by statistics, women tend to visit hospitals more compared to men. So if you're a man and you know that you want to live longer, try as much as possible to always go for regular checkups. And once you have any health issue, get yourself treated. Don't try to delay it. Probably because you want to go and open your shop, or probably because you want to make some money today. You delay going to the hospital just so that you can make some money to provide for those around you. Stop putting everyone above yourself. When you constantly put people above yourself, you have issues. You always neglect your health in that process. And before you know it, you will die. And those people you were neglecting your health for will simply move on. So always put yourself first, especially your health.